You got to take care of your number one investment. In this video, we're gonna do just that. And next thing I know, Hondo chewed up my SD card. And I'll show you some of the damage that happened. I'm sure somebody's already commented that I wasn't wearing, because things will fall apart. And the two things we're trying to keep out of penetrating the wood is bugs and water. And so this is the Titan. It is a painting machine beast, and I had started with this on the front porch, but I decided that for the rest of the house I was going to go and pick up a Wagner 190 or 130 and use this for it. It's only a couple $100. Now this is mine. I don't have to borrow this other one, and I think it'll get the job done. Let's find out. Yeah, I had to change out the old battery. She died on me. That's a good thing though. I didn't look at getting any estimates for painting, and part of the reason is because there's so much additional work that has to be done. Like I said, I've had to cut out a lot of rot in order to prep for paint, and I still have more to do upstairs. I'll show you that one in another video. It's actually on the log, so it's gonna be it's awesome. But it would literally cost thousands and thousands of dollars to hire some company to come out and clean and paint. The sprayer, a couple $100. Paint, you know, $50 a gallon. We'll see how much I'm gonna go through. And I mean, she's already coming together really good. So let's keep painting. So much less prep work I have to do with having a guard. If I get a little overspray, it's no problem. I can touch it up, cut in by hand, or say it's a freaking house. It's okay. Like that. Get some of these spots I missed by hand. And I'll show you some of the damage that happened over the past few years. And this is one of the reasons why you want to maintain your property, right? Because things will fall apart. And the two things we're trying to keep out of penetrating the wood is bugs and water. And paint or stain, either one will do both. But this gutter is supposed to come down this downspout, had a backwards cant, and you can see some of the rot that I fixed up top and bottom, as well as down here. I had to literally take a hammer, and like this piece, I'm gonna replace this one altogether. So that's why it's not hardened back up. But literally just take a hammer and carve out all of the bad stuff, and a screwdriver. Make sure that you can't get any more. Use a wire wheel, use whatever you have to do to gut it. You're gonna feel like a freaking dentist, just carving in, you know. But it's what you gotta do, so it doesn't get worse and doesn't compound over time. Not using a ton of tape. Why? Because I'm moving things out of the way, and I'm gonna cut back in and cut. And if I get my main paint on my trim or vice versa, that's what a brush is for. It's okay. And I'm not trying to do it all at once, right? I mean, it's not Rome. I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time. Like, I have other things in my life that I need to get done. So if I can do the front of the house and finish that today, I've already got 2 days invested in painting prior to today. Obviously I didn't get that much done because I was working at night. You know, I got a freaking day job. But if I can get the front downstairs of the house and that side, then maybe next weekend I come out and I do the back half, and then the next time I go up and I do upstairs. Let's see how much paint we got, because that's going to dictate how much I'm going to paint today. So I'm almost done painting for the day. Almost done. Until you get nothing but water. Take care of your equipment and it will take care of you, even if it is cheap. Obviously I don't paint or I don't use tape when I'm cutting. Just gotta be slow, a little patient, and know and understand that you don't need to be intimidated by paint. Like, if you screw up, paint over it. Let me show you over here. Right. Like, I'm not telling you not to do all the prep work in the world that you need to do to feel safe or secure about what you're doing, but you don't have to go crazy. Keep a steady hand. Like that. Boom, made a mistake. You know what? No big deal. Because I still have to trim brown house paint too. I'm sure somebody's already commented that I wasn't wearing safety glasses, wasn't wearing a respirator, and all of the safety precautions that you should use when you're painting. You're not wrong. I didn't. You probably should. Man, I could not have poured out a more specific amount of paint if I tried. So I'll probably end up taking another coat. But our hope is that it's going to be a little bit brighter in the screen-in porch, and we're going to do the same out here. Just give a little bit more contrast between the deck and the house. The beautiful thing about paint is if we don't like it, if it ends up being too hard to maintain or whatever, you know what we can do? We can put it right back, and I can use the sprayer to do it. I'm gonna have to take a break from painting, go eat dinner with mom and my son, so we're gonna leave everything in a plastic bag so that it doesn't get hard on us, so that way I can do the first coat out here, and hopefully it'll be dry enough I'll be able to do the second coat inside. So everything, just the kind of guy that runs a lot of projects all at the same time, and sometimes I guess that's a good thing. So, you know, I'm recording footage and then I take a break and I start working on the footage, which is a good thing because I had probably 3 hours that's all been chopped up. Everything that you've seen now, about 3 hours of footage, as well as some other videos that I've done going back a few months, stuff that I forgot about. Well, I got all that prepped and edited and exported, ready to upload, and next thing I know, Hondo chewed up my SD card. There you go. All right, first coat of deck paint is down. I'm digging it. Worked out pretty good, I think, to use the my house trim paint as a primer in color, so hopefully it'll help with some of the penetration as well as just some of the overall durability. I'm going to do a second coat of the deck paint tonight after at least 6 to 7 hours, and we'll go from there. So we got some more trim to do though, right? Got some trim up here, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Look at all the overspray and the paint and crap. No biggie. Come on, I'll show you. Yeah, so it all comes off pretty easy. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and get the trim touched up on the windows where I got a little bit of overspray here, and that's gonna complete about 1/3 of the house. Actually a little bit more since we're including the decks here, but then I'm gonna probably take a little bit of time off, do some repair work up top before I paint again, and should be good to go. Team, I hope you enjoyed the content of this one. I know it's a little bit different, but it's stuff that I think is valuable, whether you're a young man learning to work on mastering your own building trades craft, or whether you're experienced and you want to sharpshoot, or you want to leave some nuggets, right? It's all good stuff. Either way, it's these ordinary, seemingly ordinary things, the mundane things that will absolutely devastate your life if you don't take care of it before it turns into something that is truly crippling. So anyway about it, team, appreciate you guys. Leave some comments down below. We'll keep this conversation rolling. As always, until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
We know you're out there! Come to my voice!